according to the U.S. News 2015 National Universities Ranking, BC is ranked 31st in the country, an impressive number. What do you feel sets BC apart from all the other universities? What makes it special?
Ooh, sets apart from all. That's a hard question. I don't know if BC is the only school with these things, because I'd hope there are lots of schools that have these opportunities. But I think the thing that, to me, is most special about BC would be the community, and I think kind of what the Jesuits are trying to emphasize. So community. We have 9,000 undergrads. I think that anyone who comes to our campus has a sense of how strong that community feel is. One great indicator of that would be 50% of our juniors live off campus. 95% of our seniors live on campus. So when I went to college, if you went off campus, you stayed off campus. And I think there are lots of great things you do when you're off campus, but our students really love being on campus as part of that community. They just want to be with fellow seniors, so that to me is really special. The Jesuit piece, I mean, there are 28 Jesuit Catholic colleges and universities, so I can't say it's unique, but I think sometimes our students come back and I'll ask them, how was your summer? You know, how was it being with your friends again from high school? A lot of them say, in high school, things are a lot different. You know, you come to college and you go and you start having these Jesuit principles being emphasized. So some discussions with Jesuits or other students with deeper, I guess, topics. That's something that our students really talk about a lot. Having these great conversations that they hear that their friends at other schools may not be having. Can't say that's the case for everybody, but I think that's one thing that I'm really impressed by our students.
What is Boston College looking for in an applicant? Obviously a very general question, but what makes someone stand out to you when you look at all these transcripts?
All right, so number one, I would say that if you look at BC, so 30+% in terms of acceptance rate, so 34 last year, we're considered, I guess, highly selective. All right, not most, not least, but that transcript does get that first look. All right, the most weight, I guess. So what we're looking for is that student, with what they had available to them at their high school, what did they choose to challenge themselves with? All right, that's really, really important, because our hope is that students are really trying to push themselves as much as they can, because college doesn't get easier. College should be more difficult or more challenging. That's our hope with that, number one. Number two, I think, and objectively it's the transcript and test scores, but then number two, we're looking at what type of fit is this student potentially for our community. You know, I'd like to think that our students, and I know they are, really engaged with the world around them, whether it's on campus or in Boston or someplace else. Our hope is that the students who have made their high schools a better place are looking to do the exact same thing in college. The track record in terms of the activities and things they were involved with, that could have a huge bearing upon what we think about what they might do at BC.
So BC, it's a Jesuit school. How is the transition for students who don't come from a religious background, or maybe they do but don't have the same knowledge in an educational sense?
I would say that a lot of our students, you know, they know that BC, well, I hope, they know that BC is a Jesuit Catholic school. I mean, it's safe to say that they all know that coming in. Their backgrounds, it shouldn't make much of a difference at all in terms of what they can get out of the BC experience as a Jesuit Catholic school. I think that's important for us as an institution. That's how we started, that's what's emphasized, but I think you also quickly figure out that regardless of your background, faith, spirituality, religion, you quickly realize that BC is a place that will embrace who you are. All right, so that's something that's really important for us to always get across to students. But I think our students at the same time quickly realize that, yeah, it is cura personalis, care of the whole person. How much can they develop who they are during the course of the 4 years at BC? And also, we always talk about men and women for others. Yeah, do we have people that really believe in that? And I think we do. So if you come to BC believing in those two or being open to those two, you quickly find that BC is a great place regardless of what background you had from a religious standpoint.
And I have one more question. So obviously Boston College, rigorous academic school, but when students aren't studying or doing research in the library or attending classes, what do you find students doing with their free time?
Free time. So they have a lot of free time in college, and for me, I'd say the involvement in student groups and organizations, that's a big piece of their time commitment. There are lots of ways to get involved, and I think that, again, kind of going back to the other question about what they're involved with and how they might add to the community, yeah, we're gaining a good sense from the application process, and then it usually does play out in terms of being involved at BC. So, student government, a lot of students involved in it. Student newspaper, I mean, you guys know about that. Student newspaper, we have several different newspapers, but one that is the independent one that has a lot of people involved, has a really big voice on campus. Performing arts, I think that, a lot of people think about BC Division I athletics, but we have a vibrant performing arts community on campus. So there are a lot of different ways in which our students are getting involved, and I think that our students kind of find their friendships through shared interests. And I think that kind of adds to the community that exists at BC. So our students are definitely involved in lots of different things, and I think they all kind of transform what happens at BC. They make BC a better place.